Hey guys, Ben working over your swing analysis work. Been watching your swing for a little while, so let's go ahead and get started here with your eval. I do like your stance and your setup is in pretty good shape. One thing I do notice in regards to this is you have a lot of timing mechanisms to get yourself going. You have big leg kick, bigger stride, but you do drop on your levels. So I want to kind of draw a line here in regards to your start foot and your eye levels of where you start, and then go into your land foot here. You stay inside the ball in regards to that leg kick. You kick with the inside part of our feet, which is good. But just notice how your stride lengths sometimes get changed. So the swing before had a longer leg kick than this one. This one you were a lot better off in regards to being a lot quieter. You can see that your levels changed just a little bit. I would want them a little bit quieter with our heads to figure out what plane you want to be on with your levels. So maybe instead of starting up tall with our legs, maybe start a little more flexed. You want to stay on as many same plane lines as possible. You don't want to have that foot gap in here in regards to your start of your eyes and then at contact. So I do like on this swing in regards to our path. One thing I did notice in regards to our swing is making sure as I go to make sure that your hands don't drop. Your hands have a tendency to drop. Keep those hands nice and high all the way through. You want your hands to kind of work down and through the baseball, so you kind of want them to work this direction, so I can focus on driving the ball compared to kind of lifting the ball. But as you go, your hands begin to drop on me, and then I go to the ball, which is going to make me underneath the ball sometimes. So you can see as I go back and forth that those hands really begin to drop. So practice taking pitches when you're just standing in on pitchers taking when they're throwing their bullpens, and just work on taking to keep your hands up. As you go, as that front foot lands, your hands should still be nice and high. And you can see as your front foot lands that your hands really drop and get down. So that's something really important to work on, because you don't want to be this way, because by the time you're here, you're going to be working a lot more uphill than what you want to be doing. You're going to be working, your path is going to be more this direction. So it's important for you to make sure at this point of our swing that our hands are still up a little bit higher, which makes our barrel not begin to collapse on us to be right here, so then I can work kind of downhill and through, compared to having our hands drop and working uphill a little bit. At contact, pretty good shape. One thing I did notice, you'll see on this one, you usually take a longer stride than your swing before, but on this one you got a little bit outside on your foot, where your foot kind of pointed at the pitcher too much a little bit. I draw a little circle around that front foot. You can see that that toe is pointing right at the pitcher. So at this point of our swing, you can see that your heel is facing back here towards these guys. At this point of our swing, your heel should be facing over here, so you can hit against a closed, firm front side. Typically, a nice, natural left-handed swing. Lefties have a tendency to finish more back. I would like you to finish a little bit more tall. If I draw this line not too far off, I'd rather have the center of your head be up here, where you can be working more downhill. Lefties have more of a natural uphill swing. But again, I want you to think about driving the baseball compared to lifting the baseball. So I think that's important in regards to on your swings to really try to focus in on that. So as I go into this first swing, how we started back, this one started a little bit more open, and this is when we had a bigger leg kick and longer stride. So let's go ahead and mark a line of our start here of this stride foot, and then of that one. I actually like this stride a little bit better. I'd probably want somewhere in the middle, because the first stride that we did, the eval, was too short. This one's too long. Because remember, when the bigger leg kick and the bigger stride that you have, watch the level changes of your eyes on this, of how much you'll drop in regards to our swing. So that's a pretty big level change in regards to our swing. The other thing that on this one you got to work on is in regards to this bottom hand, is really casting, and what it is that pushes out, that front arm locks, that bottom arm, and my hands really drop. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that that doesn't do that. So see how right now we have a nice bend in that front arm? We want to try to keep that longer. We want to be short to the ball and long through it. And right now you're kind of casting, so you're pushing that knob towards the camera, instead of beginning to push that knob towards the pitcher, and then once it gets into your belly button area, then you really release that. But you can see right now at this point of our swing, that front arm is completely locked, and that's going to make us slow to the ball. So again, you're going to get away with it with slower pitching, but something you can work on is the one-handed bottom hand drill. And we're going to go over with coaches how to do that, and they might probably already know how to do that, but working on just a wiffle ball or one-handed drills with a smaller bat, and just working on having your hands go right at the pitcher to really get yourself nice and short on your swing, to be working on your mechanics. Lower half's in pretty good shape right here. Again, this one's a little bit long, a little bit longer stride than what you want, because you're going to kind of drop down. You can see your level changes are really drastic here, where you start and ended a foot or two apart. But I think those are the few things you're going to work on. You did do a good job of keeping this front side closed, so you can hit against a closed, firm front side. You did a better job with that. But I think the biggest things for you is working on those levels, not the change, getting consistent, finding a stride length that's going to work for you. Start more athletic a little bit to bend the knees more so you can keep your head quieter. But one of the biggies is getting you short to the ball compared to casting and dropping those hands. So look forward to working with you on your next eval, and have a great day.